Okay, in this video, what we're going to do is start setting up the theme to the way that we want it to look, or the way you want it to look for the layout throughout your site. So the best way to do this, and we're going to deal with that menu here in a second, but the best way to set up your theme is to create a new page and then lay your pages out according to the way that you want them to look. But when you get into each page, obviously you can change the layout. But the best way to do it, especially after you've imported the demo content, is to create a new page and then start setting up your site. So let's go ahead and do that now. We'll just go add new page, and we'll call this the demo page. Okay, we'll say demo page. Okay, and then let's go ahead and publish this, and then let's look at it. Okay, let's look at the front end of the site. Okay, so this is what our page looks like right now. So with any new page that we create, we'll have our logo here, our menu here. We have this little sidebar thingy going on here, right? And then we have our regular content sidebar, footer, blah, 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 all that good stuff. Okay, so now let's go back to the settings, and then this part right here, we're not going to worry about right now. We can always come back to this because this is just basically setting up your, your front page, blog page, all this stuff. But anyway, we'll come back to that. But what we're going to do now is head over to the site layout. Okay, on the site layout, you have all these different layouts. So if I was to choose a different layout here, let me get rid of that. I was playing around with that earlier. Then I figured out I didn't need to put any CSS in there. Anyway, let's choose that one, the narrow, and apply changes. And then let's go back to this page, hit refresh. And you can see that our page now is constricted or more narrow than the wide page. And then you can test out others, like you can have a wide page with no footer, and you can set your width and all that stuff right here, top spacing. So let's hit save changes, and then we'll keep moving on to the next section here. So we chose this layout, so it has a header area with the menu, then the content, but no footer. So we go and refresh, reload, we'll see that we have all those attributes there. Okay, so let's put it back to this one, and then let's save it. Right. Okay, now for the content, you'll choose the background color that you want. So let's say if we want it red, right? Hit save changes. And then we hit refresh here, you can see that our content area is red. Okay, but that's kind of ugly, right? So let's take it back to white. That's good to go. And then you can decide. So let's go back to the red, right? And then this section right here, it says dark on light. But since red is kind of a darker color, we can go light on dark. So that should put our text white on top of that red. So let's see if that made it happen for us. We hit refresh, and sure enough, there it is. Okay, so basically all these are the master controls for what you want your pages to look like. The highlight is when you actually highlight a section, but it doesn't seem like this one is working for us, but that's fine. It's no big deal. That's something we can handle with CSS way down the road. Okay, so let's put this back to the way it was, save changes. And then we'll go to background. Now for the background, you can have an image or a color. So let's say we wanted an image. We'll choose an image here. Let's say we like that wolf. He's pretty cool. And we can say tiled, covered, or stretched. So we want it to cover the entire background. So let's go ahead and click save changes. Now why would you use a background? Maybe if your page is, all your pages aren't so long, right? For instance, let's just go ahead and refresh this now. So it didn't take our image, and not sure why. Um, but that's easy enough to do too for the actual image itself. And I'm not sure why this isn't working, so we're not going to spend too much time like dealing with this issue here. Okay, so let's just remove this image for now, and then let's take it back to color, and then let's hit save changes. And then custom sidebars. This is the sidebar that would show up on the actual page here. Well, this is the one that would show up by default. Now we can change that per page and per post as we wish. So we'll just keep going on. No need to go there. The slide in area, I showed you that. That's this area right here. It slides in for us. And you can see you have some parameters here. You can choose the actual sidebar to show up in that slide. They called it slide bar. And if we refresh, we shouldn't see this anymore. We should see maybe something blank because we don't have, oh, okay, we have all those in there for the page sidebar. Awesome. So yeah, we'll just leave that for now. And again, light on dark. You can do dark on light. See what that looks like. It may look even better over here because it's isolated by itself. So we hit refresh. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Kind of gives it a nice contrast. Okay, and then the footer. So the footer is really fun. You can play around with a lot of stuff. If you keep it to classic, right, it will stay static. But if you were to choose, let me do this real quick. So let's say you're scrolling down, right? See how the footer itself stays static? So let's open that back up, and then let's go back here. If you want it to be a layer effect, what will happen is it'll go behind the content as you're scrolling down. So let's just try that and I'll show you. And then the rest of this stuff you can pretty much figure out, but this right here would probably be the most confusing for a lot of people. So let's go ahead and reload this page, and then let's minimize it. And as you can see, you see the footer disappears right down here as you scroll down. So that's that overlay effect. Okay, if that's something that you like, then that's what you can choose here. And then you have the different layouts here, like you can have 4 columns, 3 columns, 2 columns. This is like 1/3 and 2/3, something like that. So you can just choose which ones you like. Now, here's the really cool part about this. For each section, let's say if I chose three columns for the footer, you'll see right down below that I could change the actual color, okay, for each section. So for column 1, column 2 background, and column 3 background, they can all be different colors. So why don't we just go ahead and do something really creative here. Let's go, that's kind of a hard green. Let's take that. That'll be for the first column. Let's see, the third column we'll do like a kind of a nice green, and for the third column we'll do a blue, a nice soft kind of blue. Uh-oh, I went off the charts here. Let's see. Okay. That's fine. We're not going to spend too much time. And we're going to keep this to light on dark because these are dark colors, so we want the light to show up on there. Now you could test it, of course, and have like for the first section you can have dark on light, and you know, you can alternate these. It's whatever you want to do, whatever purpose that you would set these colors for, you know, however you want your visitors to interact with you. So let's go ahead and hit save changes. And then let's refresh the page, and then if you look down here, we'll have 3 columns and they'll all have different colors. Oh, did I reload? So there you go. So each column has its own color, which is awesome. And like I say, you play around with these and just have fun. Okay, so actually when we come back, we're going to hit down on the menu first. I know I said that we would do that in the previous video, we would handle the menu, but it's more important that you know these general settings first, and then we'll jump right here because it just makes sense. Okay, so I'll see you guys in the next video where we'll tackle the menu and get that all sorted. Okay.